And there's a drive. Deep right field. It is gone! The hit that makes history is a two-run home run.
It is Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. 643 Talk coming at you. I'm Luke. If you may notice, no Vinny tonight. He is currently in preparation for his trip to Florida. And I got to say, I'm pretty jealous, but I hope he has a good time. You may see him on maybe sometime this weekend. We're going to try to figure something out. But I still wanted to put out some MLB news and updates for you guys, so that's what I'm going to do. First up, I got some Dodger news. It's a really good sign for Dodger fans. Roki Sasaki made his debut last night against the Cincinnati Reds, and he shined, to say the least. Sasaki pitched 3 shutout innings, striking out 5, allowing just 2 hits and a walk. Another note, his splitter is also here, and I think it's a lot nastier than a lot of people may have initially thought. An 87% whiff rate, which is just crazy. So this is a really good sign that, Sasaki or the Dodgers getting Sasaki, and we already know how much talent they already have. And if this guy ends up being kind of sort of like another Otani type pitcher, that's going to be dangerous for the rest of the league. Another Dodger news, Mookie Betts also hit his first home run of the spring, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and I'm not surprised. It's Mookie Betts. We already know we're going to get out of him. He's one of the many All-Stars on the Dodgers, and they were already, the world champs 2024. They already had multiple All-Stars, and they've added even more this season. So it's going to be I'm very excited to see what all the Dodgers do in Sasaki. Next up, I have a Jordan Walker update. We talked about him a little bit, how he was injured, or he left the game injured, underwent an MRI, but didn't have a ton of news other than that. But now some news came out that what initially happened was he was taken out of the game after stepping on a sprinkler head while tracking a fly ball. This is kind of like an injury they don't really ever hear about. It's very odd. Anyways, he did have an MRI, and the MRI showed irritation in his left knee, but the good news is no structural damage. And according to manager Ali Marmol, he should only be out maybe a week. That's very good news for Cardinals fans because I've said before, Jordan Walker has tremendous potential. He's still only 22, still hasn't shown a ton, but I'm really looking forward to see a healthy Jordan Walker. Like we've already kind of said, moving from third base to the outfield's probably had a little bit of pressure. It's a lot of work. I expect this guy to have a much better season if he stays healthy. It's very, very good news on this. Next up, another very impressive pitching performance. This one came today. It was Garrett Crochet against the Rays. Crochet dominated the Rays in 3 innings of work, allowing no runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, while also striking out 7. Crochet also touched 101 miles an hour on the radar gun. And for a guy that the Red Sox got in the offseason from the White Sox, this really helps out the Red Sox. They're already kind of like my favorites for the AL East. I know it's going to be tough. I've liked the moves that they made, and I love a lot of these young guys they have coming up with the already talent they have, especially with signing Bregman. That helps out. He's already working with the young guys and has a lot of good things to say about them. I know how tough the AL East is going to be, so it'll be very exciting to see. Next up, the Tigers blew out the Phillies today, 17-7 on Wednesday. During the 2nd inning, the Tigers hit back-to-back home runs on 3 consecutive pitches off Phillies pitcher Jesus Luzardo. I'm not too worried about it from Luzardo. This is a guy that the Phillies got from the Marlins. He's always been a decent pitcher, so this doesn't really worry me too much. But anyway, the 3 home runs, a grand slam from Jahmai Jones, I think I'm saying that correctly, followed by solo shots from Andy Ibanez and Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres, someone the Tigers signed. Very good signing, in my opinion, a veteran that can help out a lot of these young guys who made the playoffs last year. So I kind of expect them to be kind of in the same boat, if not even better. They have some competition. They got the Royals, the Guardians, of course, and the Twins who are all kind of be in that mix. I think the Tigers, if they don't make the playoffs this year, I would be surprised. At the very least, they're going to be close. So this is good news for Tigers fans, seeing a lot of power from some of the young guys and the veteran they signed in the offseason. So next up, this is something that Vinny actually wanted me to share. I thought this was pretty cool. George Lombard Jr. He's 19 currently. He is the youngest player in the Yankees camp. His birthday is June 2nd, 2005. I kind of wanted to share what the Yankees lineup looked like on his birthday, June 2nd, 2005. They were playing the Royals in Kansas City. First up was shortstop Derek Jeter. Batting second, left fielder Tony Womack. Batting third, playing right field, was Gary Sheffield, one of my favorites. Batting fourth, playing center field, was Hideki Matsui. Batting fifth, playing third, was Alex Rodriguez. Batting sixth, playing first, was Tino Martinez. Batting seventh, catching, was Jorge Posada. Batting eighth, DHing, was Bernie Williams. And batting ninth, playing second, was Robinson Cano. And pitching for the Yankees that game was Carl Pavano. So it's kind of crazy, him going into his age 20 season. This is a lineup that doesn't really seem that old. Robinson Cano, especially, it just shows how dominant the Yankees were at that time. Having some of these guys like Bernie Williams, Cano, Posada at the bottom of the order, it just shows how great that lineup was. So, and lastly, I wanted to share my crazy MLB stat of the video. And this is a Greg Maddux one, which there are also a lot of Greg Maddux stats out there, as well as, Barry Bonds, Tony Gwynn, crazy stats. This is just one of the Greg Maddux ones. So Greg Maddux faced 20,421 batters in his career, yet only 133 of them saw a 3-0 count. It's wild. It just shows how dominant Greg Maddux was, and in my opinion, one of the best pitchers in Major League history, and maybe top 3 of the 90s. Pitched over 20 years in the big leagues, and you can see why. Great pitcher. And that is all I have for this video. It wasn't going to be too long. Vinny, like I said, may put out a video together this weekend. He might pop in for a few minutes, maybe at the spring training game. We'll work something out. Still wanted to put out some news for you guys. So that is all I have. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of 643. I'm Luke, and thank you guys for tuning in.